welcome Jen Lowe to the show today. We are reaching out to Connecticut.
Yes, I'm in a little town called Farmington, Connecticut. Cute little place.
Okay. The kids went back to school today. Have you got any kids or anything?
No, I don't have any children. I just have a little dog. Her name's Blanche, and she's my child. But other than that, I'm a all-American single white female.
Okay. When did you know that you wanted to be an artist?
I think that it's just something that's been in my blood, in my fabric. You know, honestly, ever since I was a kid. Not to sound too punny, but I have always been marching to the beat of my own drummer, and I even used to write a lot of stuff when I was little, like poems and this kind of thing, and just always had an interest in music, but didn't really know how it was going to affect me or be such a part of my life until I actually started playing drums. That's when it really took effect, and I felt like I was home at that point in time.
Okay. What does music mean to you?
For me, it's my ultimate way of communicating. A lot of times when I'm trying to sort things out emotionally, or even, for lack of a better way to describe it, spiritually, I'll listen to music to calm me down or to get my head straight or my heart straight. And then when I'm writing, it's definitely like my own little form of therapy. Sometimes I kid around and say it's a means to an end to get some poison out. You know, it's like if I'm trying to work through some things, happy or sad, it's just a good form of therapy for me.
Okay. Did you play the guitar in school, or?
No, I didn't start playing guitar until about 6 or 7 years ago was when I first started playing guitar. My primary instruments are drums and percussion, and I would always have lyrical ideas, especially when I was playing with my band Acres back in Atlanta. Very influenced by Tim Akers, the lead singer and songwriter of that band, and even while I was playing drums and percussion with that band, I always had my own ideas. And I finally sort of went out on a limb and taught myself how to sing and taught myself how to play guitar and, you know, try to figure out where my voice was. And that's when I started writing and going down that journey. And it's been amazing, but it's only been about a 7-year journey so far. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's exciting.
What do you feel when you're on the stage? The adrenaline's rushing and stuff.
Well, I'm definitely more of a performing musician. I don't mind the studio. I don't like it as much as I like to perform. And my favorite, you know, what I gravitate towards and what I really just love is connecting with my audience. And I don't really like the word fan. I don't like when someone says, "Oh, I'm a fan," only because I feel like a fan is something in the ceiling that cools off. As well as I want to have more of a community feeling with the people that I'm sharing my music with and sharing my art with, and I want to feel more like I don't want that separation between me and, say, an audience member. So performing live to me is just another level of connection, and it's a chance for me to actually be pretty vulnerable and just sort of ride that wave and feel the connection and the energy between me and whoever I'm sharing my craft with. It's a very special moment, actually.
Okay. How can people listen to your music?
Definitely many different ways. You can go to my website, which is just jenlowe.com. You can go on to iTunes. You can get it on Spotify, Reverb Nation. If you just actually Google my name, Jen Lowe, you will come up with all kinds of ways to listen to it. You can go on a CD Baby. It's pretty much out there for the taking. So,
what can you tell other artists just starting out?
You know, I started a company back in 2004 called Boom Boom Percussion, and recently I sort of relaunched that back into the marketplace. And my number one thing is that, and the reason I started the company was because so many people would come up to me and say, I always wanted to play the drums, or I always wanted to sing, or I always wanted to play guitar, and I just never did that. And I don't, for the life of me, understand why it's so frightening to just go out and do that, you know? So I really want to be encouraging to anybody that wants to play an instrument that it's this whole yes, you can energy. And if you've always wanted to play drums, then you should go play drums and figure out a way to do it. And there's so many great outlets. And if you're just don't try not to. It can be scary to try to learn an instrument because it's a very vulnerable place that you're accessing in your psyche, so to speak, in your heart, in your head. But don't be afraid to try it and go for it. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a professional performing musician. You could just enjoy it in your house, on your front porch, with your kids, with your family, with your dog, on the beach, anywhere. I mean, just if you want to play an instrument, play an instrument. It's probably one of the most healthy. It's one of the healthiest things that you can do for your heart and soul.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes. Yeah. I always kid around and say I'm not your typical musician in that. So I'm I'm a golf fanatic. I've been golfing since I was 7, and probably if I could quit everything and do nothing else for the rest of my life, I would golf. That's how crazy I am about the sport. I watch golf. I read the magazines. I probably buy too much golf gear. I play golf. I take lessons. I'm obsessed with it. It's the coolest sport in the world. And I also snowboard, I mountain bike. Those are my main. I love to go fishing. I'm very much an outdoor person. And recently I started working out at a CrossFit gym, which is very cool because it's very athletic, and that's been fun getting in shape with that community.
Okay. I noticed on Facebook you won a reward in golf. You had a trophy thing. Yeah. I played in a tournament. It's actually a cool little story. I played in a tournament back in. I can't remember if it was May or June. It might have been very beginning of June. And truthfully, I wasn't even supposed to play in that tournament. And at the last minute, it was the guys from KMC. It was their tournament here in Connecticut. And at the last minute, I called them up and I said, "Is it possible for me to play in the tournament?" And they said, "Yeah, we can definitely make room for you." So I played. They have what they call a tune-up round, and I played the tune-up round on Sunday. And they had me paired with, they just put you with any group. It's sort of a best ball tournament. And they had me paired with one group, but then there was another foursome that their fourth guy couldn't make it. He was coming from Canada. And they found out that I was at the tournament, and they were like, "You have to play with us. You have to play with us." And I said, "Well, I'm not in charge, but whoever is, I'm happy to play golf with any of you." And so they moved things around, and they got me into their foursome, and we ended up winning the tournament, and it was a blast. It was fun, and I felt like I made some really good contributions, as far as the team effort was concerned. So we had a blast. It was so much fun. So much fun to come into a tournament, not last minute and then actually win. So I don't know if that makes me happy and probably upsets a lot of other people. So. Thanks for being on the show today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Maybe next time we can get you to do a song or something.
Yeah. I'll be more prepared and I'll bring a guitar.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.